Good afternoon, it's 3:57. It is still June 19. I think it's July 19. I am on my way to Sarnia, Ontario via the United States of America. We're leaving the Drumlin Rest area and we are heading eastbound on I-94. We are heading towards Milwaukee. And we are very close to Milwaukee. So we lost you there for a few minutes. We were having some trouble with the air conditioning, and it just got too hot, and it caused my phone to turn off. So the air conditioning is back on and working. So we're gonna give it a go. We stopped at the Loves just a short while back. We refueled, we checked the tires, we checked the lug nuts, we checked the oil. We could use an oil change, but that's about it. This is a standard vehicle. It's a Hyundai Elantra 2012. I was telling you about it earlier. It's worth $10,000. The appreciation value went up. Usually it goes down, but for some reason cars are in demand. And so the value of them have all gone up. I did not want to buy this car. Turns out this car is the best car I've ever had. I haven't had to do a damn thing with it. All I do is look at it and look for maintenance. I've changed the brakes a couple of times. I haven't even changed the calipers. Nothing. I haven't changed the discs or rotors. It doesn't need it. Of course, I'm going to change them, but I got to make the big bucks first. It's going to cost maybe $1,500 to get all four done, and we may as well get all four done. And we may as well buy new tires while we're at it. That's probably $2,000 Canadian. So that's where we're at. We lost you there for a bit because it just got too hot.
2.5 kilometers. Take exit 267 on right toward Wisconsin 26.
The Garmin is still trying to guide me in the opposite direction, but I want to go to Milwaukee. And the reason why I want to do that is because, well, two reasons. One, we're going to avoid a toll. And two, there's a place I'd like to stop. It's it's got all of these old airplanes, jet fighters, tanks, jeeps and trucks. I drive past it all the time when I'm driving a truck, but since I'm driving a car and I'm doing my own thing, I'm adulting here. I'm heading off to a different job other than trucking. grown up. I can make adult choices now. So I'm going to this new job. It's called fireproofing. What's fireproofing, you ask? Well, I'll tell you. Fireproofing is the application of cementitious material on steel I-beams. So, steel I-beams in this case are used in petrochemical locations, oil refineries, and they're used to support large platforms. Where people work, where vessels are held above ground. And if there was a fire, well, without the fireproofing, the steel would melt a lot faster. And the fireproofing allows people to evacuate with more time. And so they invented this trade for it. It's called fireproofing. I'd recommend it. I did it in 2007 for about a year and a half. Now, I got out of it. I got laid off. And I did other things ever since then. I was a social worker. I worked the tough streets and the tough neighborhoods in the ghetto, north end of Winnipeg. I worked for University College of the North. That didn't go well. But I got my Class 1 as a trucker in 2014. There was an opportunity for training through the Manitoba Métis Federation. They didn't want to train me. They said they trained me enough. But I fought them, which pissed them off. I threatened to take them to court, file human rights complaints and all of that. They say the squeaky wheel gets the grease. But I wanted the Class 1. And I got it. And I got it on my first test. But I told you that story before. But because I had a heart attack February 6, 2022, followed by a quadruple bypass, they don't want to insure me for driving because of the surgery. Mainly, it's because my sternum they cut it open, they cut it in half. It takes 6 to 8 weeks for it to heal fully. Well, we're into the 8th week, but when it turns to Friday, the 22nd, it will be 8 weeks. So we should be healed up by now. The problem is I can't get medical clearance from the doctor because the doctor is going to remain unavailable to me until September. Well, my insurance ran out this week, so I had to take this job. There were other jobs I could have taken, but they don't pay like this one does. And they don't offer hours like this one does or overtime. This one is a demanding job. It takes you away from home like trucking. I'll be spending the next 9 months in Sarnia, Ontario doing this job. But my family and I, we're pretty conditioned for those kinds of conditions. And there are things going on in this world right now that don't allow me the luxury of staying home and earning a menial wage. And I don't mean menial like it's bad. I mean like you can pay your bills, but that's about it. You're never gonna get ahead. You can be content. You could even find happiness like that. But you're going to have to say no to an awful lot of things. And I think we're too young for that. We're too young to say no. Because we're not retired yet. And I'm not dead yet. According to my surgeon, I'm going to live a long and healthy life as long as I eat my vegetables and exercise every day. And if I quit drinking. Well, I don't necessarily have to quit drinking, but they don't recommend it. You see, drinking is bad for you because if you're drinking beer, beer has carbohydrates in it. Carbohydrates convert in the body into triglycerides if the body can't pee them out. And then when it gets converted into triglycerides, which is basically sticky fat, this is the stuff that sticks to your arteries. And then when you have blood flowing through your arteries, I do believe it's iron. The iron in your, in your blood. It binds to the triglycerides and it calcifies, it creates calcium, which causes hardening of the arteries. And if you have hard arteries, you're in trouble. Now in my case, I had clogged arteries. They actually don't know how that happened. My diabetes wasn't poorly managed. It could have been better, but it wasn't heart attack material. So if you like to drink beer and you're sitting around and you're eating pretzels, you've got all these carbohydrates flowing through your body. And if you're drinking 12, 18 beers on a weeknight, Friday night, Saturday night, They call that binge drinking. That's a Christian word, that word, binge drinking. It's got negative connotations. It's not medical. It causes implicit biases to arise when a doctor says, "Oh, you binge drink," because they call it a binge. It doesn't come from a nice place, anyways. So, if you're drinking like whiskey, that's a fail pass, even for a fucking four-wheel. Even for, like, I'm driving a car here. Losers in that fucking car ahead of me. They have no courtesy. They don't care. They have no thought or regard for the traffic around them. They don't give a fuck. They probably don't give a fuck about anything. They should, if they're going to drive a shit vehicle like that with a shitty color. I'd be embarrassed. Brown? No, thank you. So anyways, getting back to whiskey and ginger ale. So you got these carbohydrates. You get it from the ginger ale. You get it from the sugar drinks. If you get rid of the sugar and you just add water to whiskey, it's almost healthy for you. The only problem with alcohol is that it's hard on your liver. And it's a little hard on your kidneys. So, because you're peeing a lot, you're going to be peeing a lot. Especially if you have diabetes, your sugar levels are going to be high. Your body naturally wants to pee out all that sugar. The good thing about alcohol on the liver is it forces your liver to stop producing cortisol. Cortisol converts into sugar. For some reason, the liver will just randomly produce cortisol, which increases your sugar levels. It doesn't help if you're a diabetic. If you're a diabetic and you've got too much sugar in your body, it's because your body either doesn't know how to use that sugar or it can't metabolize it. Just can't burn it. You're supposed to burn it in your muscles. It's supposed to somehow get burnt like it. But for some reason, see there, you guys don't know how to merge. You're all nice and calm merging. You expect us to get out of your way so that you can merge all nice and calm. If you're gonna merge, just fucking drive and speed up and go. Nobody knows why you guys look at this. Cheese and crackers. So anyways, you don't want to be adding pizza into that mix or salty chips. It just becomes a toxic cocktail inside of your blood system, and it just clogs your arteries. So I guess that's what happened to me. Except that in my case, I didn't know any of that. Like like I don't go to medical school and I don't study chemistry. That's my doctor's job. Look at that. Did you see that? So my doctor's job is to requisition blood work every 3 months to monitor my blood sugar levels, my health, and in doing that to monitor the cholesterol levels in my blood, and they were admittedly high, but the doctor didn't explain what that means to me. What does it mean when you have high cholesterol? If you don't know, and I just explained it to you, if you don't know all that, well, it's not your job to go to medical school and take out the textbooks and take all the classes in chemistry and teach yourself what it means to have high cholesterol. That's why I leave a safe distance between me and the car in front of me, because if I don't, then I'm tailgating like everybody else. And if I leave a space, they just cut you off. Like, they forgot that when they were studying the textbook to get your driver's license, that you have to leave a space. They forgot, but they also are so entitled, they think, oh, look, that guy left a space open for me. Well, no, I did not. And see, that guy just made a space. I'll just make a space. Just like this one is doing. So whose job is it when your cholesterol? Am I supposed to analyze my own lab work? I'm the patient, not the doctor. So this went on for like 6 years with my doctor. High cholesterol. But not only that, he sent me to an endocrinologist who also noticed my cholesterol is a little high. Nobody at one time ever told me that, okay, we need to sit you down, Daniel, and we need to explain to you what it means to have high cholesterol as a type 2 diabetic. So these fucking doctors walked me right into a heart attack. It took me 6 years to get those arteries in my heart nice and 90% and 100% clogged to deserve a fucking 6.5 hour surgery to get them out, to get blood flowing through my heart again. Do you know how many doctors failed to recognize this problem? To fail to arrest a cardiac arrest? Well, my family doctor, for one, an endocrinologist, a dietitian. I guess that's about it. Seeing brake lights up ahead. You know what I really like to eat? Nachos. I love cheese. Nachos and pizza. But again, like I might order a pizza, which would typically last me 2 days. Once a month. I'd have nachos maybe twice a month. You see, I would have a whole fucking tray of it. I would eat the whole tray. Because I made nachos the way I liked them. I didn't order them from the restaurant. I never liked how the restaurant made nachos. I discovered that you need a very particular kind of cheese. It's called Old Cheddar. It's the fattest. It's got the worst kind of fucking fat you can have in it, saturated fats. Tastes great. But it'll clog your fucking arteries. But you see, I exercised. I've been exercising my whole life. I've been kickboxing since I was 8 years old. So when I explain that to the doctors and the surgeons and the registered nurses, they say, "Oh, we have marathon runners coming in here with heart attacks."
Take exit 291 on the right
Like-
toward County Route G.
Like that's supposed to tell me
Take exit 291 on the right toward
that
County
I was
Route G,
doomed.
then keep right.
it's kind of racist to say that. You were doomed. Your genes are bad. You've got bad genes. So that's what I'm saying. All of these doctors, all of these nurses, all they see is what's going on in their head, the stereotype. Whatever that stereotype is, that's all they see, and then that's all they treat. And if you're stereotyping someone, you're not treating them very nice. So that's what happens when you're going to people who should be taking care of you, and instead they're not treating you very nice. That's racism. That's discrimination. Anyways, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for joining us on I-94, Wisconsin. We're heading to Milwaukee. I promise you, I'll find out what the date is. Drive safely. Watch out for maniac truckers, because they're fucking crazy, some of these guys. Oh yeah, the air conditioning is working real good now. Alright, it's 4:26. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Eat healthy. Don't die. I got some stories to tell you later on about what it was like to wake up after surgery. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. War Chief out.